Oh yeah, we unfortunately came away on the short end of the stick in the Delaware series. We played awfully well on Friday night, and pretty much dominated them in all phases. But on Saturday and Sunday, the field conditions were um, favoring offense at a high rate, and we got kind of caught up in playing more Delaware's tempo type of game than rather than sticking to our own. That said, the real positive is that we're swinging the bats right now like we haven't swung them here in a few years. So, very encouraging to see. And I know that it's just a minor blip for our pitchers this past weekend, and I'm sure we'll get back to throwing the ball the way we're capable. And if we continue to hit the way we have, it's really exciting to see where this team's going to go when we put all these together. But yeah, we unfortunately didn't quite get it done, and then I know everyone's spirits were rocked a little bit after Sunday's loss. And then we came back and had a great game against Richmond on Tuesday, and again, really did a nice job. A little sloppy at times with the pitching, um, but that being said, I thought we played a pretty solid game, especially coming off a couple of tough losses in a row like that to Delaware. So we're certainly looking forward to moving into this weekend with Georgia State, and I feel very good about where the team is from a psychological standpoint after a couple of tough games. The way that we responded on Tuesday night tells me that we're okay. Well, what I would say is I think again this is a positive. It may not sound like a positive when I first say it, but I think that everyone in the program is a little disappointed with the fact that we're only 23 and 13, that we're only 8 and 7. We feel like we've missed a few opportunities to win a few more ball games. Now, that being said, as I have mentioned earlier, our offense is continuing to improve every day, and that's exciting. We've got to be able to pitch and play defense. We can't lose that side of things going down the stretch. So if we can continue to hit as well as we have and get our pitching and our defense where it's been for the majority of the season, I feel pretty good about where we're going to be at the end. 23 and 13 is a fine record. 8 and 7, we're over 500 in the league and sitting in sixth place, I think it is. That's great, but we feel like we can be a lot better than that, and so that's what we're shooting for. Well, Georgia State has certainly given us some problems in the past. They play very aggressive. They're very well coached. They have a lot of talent in their program, and it's just always going to be a very difficult game with them. They swing the bats well. They pitch well. They play defense. They run the bases really well. So every time we've played Georgia State, it's always been we've been tested to be at our best, and that's what we're going to need this weekend. We've played well in Atlanta in the past, so I feel pretty good about that. Even last time we were there was in 2010. We dropped all three games, but all three games were very close, and we were really young in 2010. And the group of guys that we have now we're all freshmen and basically essentially all freshmen and sophomores in 2010, and now we've got a lot of juniors and seniors that are on our team. So I feel like we're going to go down there and we're going to compete really well. And but Georgia State, they do a lot of different things, and depending on their ballpark can play really small if the wind's blowing a certain direction, or if it's supposed to warm up down there considerably over the weekend. It's gonna make for favorable offensive conditions again. So we're gonna have to pitch well, and that's the big thing. Starting with Matt tomorrow night, and then getting into Kohler, get Kohler back to being Kohler on Saturday, and then hopefully we can continue to move forward with our Sunday starter as well.